Okay. Oh, there we go. Welcome in, Catherine Wilby. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. I do welcome you in. Um, so, welcome to the channel today. I know there's lots of other people in the parks and everything, so I do thank you for joining. We'll get started on a few things. I'm going to show a magic mail that I've gotten today, and then we'll get started. And I'll read the questions in case you're playing along on the replay. I know when you're doing hashtag replay, just make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you stopped by and let us know how you like the questions. It's much appreciated. So thank you all for joining this evening. And welcome in, Catherine Wilby. Thank you for joining. And we'll get started here in a moment. And the first up I was going to do is I see that if you're a D23 member, welcome in, Annie Koo. If you're a D23 member, look out for your, get ready for Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and get ready to try and get your preview through D23. That's going to be like a special event. I know I'm going to try for it because I tried to do that for Ratatouille and kind of got messed up and it went pretty quick. But I also have another chance with possibly Passover preview if and when those get dropped. And then I am planning on trying to get down there for the opening weekend anyway. But it's kind of nice when you get to go to the previews and preview something, because then sometimes it's not as crowded. They let you go a couple of times. And usually if I can go a couple of times, I don't need to worry about really having to ride it too much on opening day. And you'll probably only get one ride anyway out of it on opening day. And depending on if they're doing virtual queues or what they'll end up doing with the the Guardians of the Galaxy Rewind there. No problem. Welcome in, Rhonda. Welcome in, Russ. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, Jill Watchbrit, Annie Koo, Karki, and Catherine Wilby. And we'll get started here in a moment. But I wanted to share, I got some magic mail today. I actually pre-ordered this from Amazon, and it is the 50th anniversary Space Mountain Mickey. And what was really cool about it is, I guess it went down in price, so they actually gave me money back on it, but I got it from Amazon, and it's Space Mountain. It's one of my favorite rides. Always been one of my favorite rides. Hello, E&B. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Previews are wonderful. I went to the soft opening of California Adventure in California. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, right now, seeing Garrett and Michelle and Jeff being out at Disneyland, man, I still want to go back to Disneyland. I got to go many years ago in the 90s before DCA was even a thing. Yeah, I went in right before DCA was getting built, because I remember walking across the parking lot over to Disneyland Resort and catching some type of bus that they had a bus depot in the lot of the hotel parking lot, like on the corner, I remember. And they sold tickets to various places you could get on this tour bus, and it took me back to the airport. Oh, wow, pretty cool, Rhonda. I'm surprised it actually came earlier than what I was expecting. This is the only one I bought, and then I did buy one of the People Mover Mickey Mouse, one from Central Florida Novelties. I was hoping to get the Stitch or the Pluto one, but I wasn't able to. So, but yeah, I've been to Disneyland, but like I said, it was back at the late 90s. I was in Las Vegas and decided I was going to fly over for the day, because I thought about driving, but being out there solo was just best to go fly over. Took a shuttle over to Disneyland Resort. Well, at that time, to the Disneyland Hotel. Then walked over to Disneyland and kind of walked around. It was kind of weird because it was fairly empty, because in those days it was just that park, and it was Christmas time and it was raining. it off and on raining, but I got to do a lot of the rides and everything in Disneyland. So, but at that time, even though I went and everything, and I knew, Walt helped to build it, but I never knew, like, a lot of significant stuff that I do know now after listening to Pepper Tree Villa and seeing Monarch Moments there and seeing a few other people streaming the Disney California Adventure. Yeah, I've only been to the gates at DL, never inside. Was their first show at the convention center. Okay, yeah, I have tickets to D23, so I just have to make sure I have everything to go and set up for that. It is a 4-hour drive from Vegas to Anaheim. We usually drive as it would take as many hours. Okay. Yeah. This was way before, and it didn't really take me that long because all I was doing is going for the day. Had my camera in a backpack, flew in on Southwest, got a shuttle over to Disneyland, and then flew back out that early evening back to Las Vegas. And like I said, it was in the like between November, Thanksgiving and Christmas, those time, and the park was closing early anyway, like 7 o'clock. So it's not open as much as they usually do. And like you said, yeah, it probably would be more of a hassle now doing that and everything. But it was at least something. Now I want to go back. I would like to go back rather than try to do it all back again. For D23, even though I do plan on coming in early and leaving a day later, but also doing what I can at D23 and then hopefully being able to spend time in the evening at the park. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But we'll get started with movie trivia. Got a different. I should have opened the box, and now I can't get the box open. So let me try to get it. I hate when that vacuum closes really tight. Ah, drop some of the cards. Sorry, I'll be right back. And I know some of these are like repeats of different questions, but that's what happens with all these different sets I have. If you go out there, I want to spend time and see other things. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Hollywood Studios, Hollywood Universal Studios. That's my other goal of when I go out there is to go there also. So. I've seen some other things while I was out there. It would be neat to go to Knott's Berry Farms. Just looking for an empty page. Yeah, I should have bugged Garrett a little bit more, knowing that I have vacation to use, and knowing that he was going to be out there this week. I should have bugged him a little more to get his dates earlier, because I might have flown out just to hang out. And I know Francisco was in the parks and stuff like that too. I think we should organize a West Coast meetup and all go together. Hey, I'd be game for that there. I mean, I feel bad that I missed the Connecticut meetup. I was planning on going, and of course, I dragged my feet on a couple of things as far as possibly flying up there. And then when it came to like having to pretty much drive, I still looked into flying up on a cheaper airline that does go up to Hartford. I would have had to fly into Hartford and then fly out of Rhode Island just because of the flight times. And then I got to the point where I was going to end up having to drive. And from Pittsburgh, it would have been a very long drive. And my parents were like, really, like, we're not too crazy about you driving out there yourself, plus the weather and stuff. But I'm okay with that decision. I mean, I'm sorry I missed it. It did look like fun, and I would have spent some time with Tracy and his family a little bit beforehand, and then met up with everybody there. But yeah, I'm going to the May meetup also. Um, so hopefully, meet some different people. I know a lot of the Baltimore, Virginia area people, some of them would go, let's rent a bus RV. I can drive it. That would be cool. Except we'd have to meet somewhere that you can pick us all up at, Russ. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for the May meetup um, and everything. So that should be fun. I'll be driving. It's about a 4-hour drive, but that's not too bad. Because Pittsburgh to Baltimore, if I flew, it would just be ridiculously priced. So everything like that. So yeah, I would love to, but I can't plan anything until I get a job and figure out. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, Las Vegas does have a pretty big airport, and I know, like, depending on what airlines and stuff, I could fly through Las Vegas and different airports and stuff. So, but I just rent it in New York, and we could drive. Oh, that would be cool, Russ. That would be fun. It's always fun to get together with different people, whether you're down in Walt Disney World or meet up somewhere like they did in Connecticut, or even I would love to see. There's a lot of Pennsylvanians. I live on the west side, but there are a few that live on the western side that I've seen in chats and everything like that. But even like a lot of people on the eastern side too that have some sort of meetup, and I know they've always talked about like a Hershey meetup and stuff, and then they went and did the Connecticut type of one, but a Hershey meetup would be pretty good also. And I know the Baltimore one, for some that's fairly close to on the eastern side of the state. But we'll get started here. Yeah, I would have my brother drop me off on one of the parts of the routes there. And then I could fly back from California there. I used to belong to a collectibles group that would meet at different conventions and do something similar to what Pete is hosting. Yeah, Jill. I also, before I ever did YouTube and before when I started first planning a Disney trip and actually staying on site in Disney World back in I think it was like 1994, 1995. Um, I joined before the internet actually became like YouTube, all these other news groups. But there was a news group on the system, and I ended up joining that news group, and you could ask questions like, "Hey, what resort would you, if you're going to stay at the Beach Club or the Polynesian, what do you suggest? What's it like?" And a lot of people would write their trip reports about what they did on the news group and everything like that. And it kind of grew into something where they would have meetups in December, and and the one time I actually was down in Disney World around the time that they were having their meetup, and I actually joined them for their big meetup. And at that time, they did their big meetup at the Ticket and Transportation Center. I don't know if you know, like down by the ferry boats, if you look to like if you're walking down towards it to the left, and if you're coming off the ferry boats to the right, there used to be like picnic tables and stuff there. And there's like a building. I don't know. Hello, Penguin Master. And I don't know if I never really looked over there recently, but they met right there, and then they would do a big picture and you meet. But then they would pick certain days in the parks that you could meet them, and we would all ride together and stuff. And I did that for a couple of years, and a lot of different people. I know Lou Mangello was part of that. The original people who owned allears.net was part of that group. Um, the one news group that they're still a lot of them still talk to each other and they're really good friends and everything. And they still kind of all meet up. And then we moved to the International Gateway at Epcot, and because that way, people could just go right there and meet. But we used to go to the Adventurers Club and um, all over the place. And then as the years went on, you pick one day was Animal Kingdom Day, one day was Hollywood Studios, the Magic Kingdom, and always on the Epcot day was the big meetup because then we'd go out to the back of the internet to the International Gateway, right where the Skyliner is now built, and met up. And then it evolved into other things where that Steve Barrett, who wrote the Hidden Mickey books, he was part of like a little convention that they called Mouse Fest, and so different people evolved other groups out of that. And so he was there talking about his book. Lou Mangello was there. Um, there was different travel agencies that sponsored them. I don't know if you ever remember a book called the Passporter book, tour guide book. They were part of that. So there was just all different things, and it was pretty fun. And you met different things, did scavenger hunts and just different things like that. But yeah, they're pretty fun and everything. I'd have to fly to New York to catch a ride. I'll just fly to California. Yeah, it'd be like, hey. But yeah, it would be fun to try to do that. Or, I even thought after the November meetup when I was down there in November, and then even in when I was down there in February with my niece and nephews and everything like that, standing around Epcot going, I wonder how much it would cost to rent the one spot that's really good to watch Harmonious from, and just say, hey, everybody, meet here at this time. I reserved that spot, and see if people would be willing to chip in whatever the cost. I'm not sure what they charge. I should look into it sometime, or even go and see how much it is to rent a smaller ballroom type of thing for people to go, or something like that. LAX is pretty cheap from Atlanta. Yeah, I'm sure. Pittsburgh, it stinks. The airfare prices, unless you get it like on the first day the airfare comes out, it stinks because there's like no nonstop flights anywhere practically. So unless you do the cheaper airlines like Spirit, and then they cancel on you half the time. So that's that. Compared to a lot. I just canceled his return trip instead of changing the date, and they credited it more than we paid for the entire round trip ticket. Oh, wow. Yeah, Rhonda, but for me to drive up to Cleveland and then have to drive the 2 hours back, it probably costs almost the little bit of a difference depending on how cheap. But I know people that used to do that back in the day. They drive to Columbus and or Cleveland. Welcome in, Kenzie Days. Thank you for joining. Great to see you. But we'll get started on the movie trivia. I know we're talking about that, but um, different things, and not that I want to change the subject, but I know some people are here for the trivia. So we'll go ahead and do movies trivia game. We always took the puddle jumper from CAK to Pitt. Yeah, Akron's kind of close to me. It would be an hour to Akron, but yeah, I would just have to look into it. Unless it's like super cheap, I probably wouldn't be able to. Private events at Epcot start at $125 per person. Ah, okay, Russ. Hello, Billy, Kenzie Days' mom. Thank you for joining. But here we go with the movie trivia. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully they're getting a try for the D23 event. And if I don't get that, hopefully an annual pass holder discount, annual pass holder preview. And then if I don't get that, then I will be down for opening day. And I have Epcot pretty much that whole weekend, and then I'll change it around once it goes. But if not, I'll just show up to Epcot and try to ride it every day, and then park hop later if it's not overbooked everywhere. I'll be driving for a while. Yeah, from Pittsburgh, obviously you guys know what the drive's like since this Our Dreams has driven it many times on stream. For me to drive by myself, um, Amy, we have figured out when we're hanging out once I move, we'll be so close to you. Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be fun to do that. um, right now I have plans to go down for Memorial Day weekend. Yes, Billy. I just have to shore up a few things and I will be down for the weekend to make sure I have the days before and after. So that way I can make sure I have cheaper airfare than on the holiday time. Yeah, I already have my reservations because when that leak, the so-called leak on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, I went ahead and booked Epcot for every single day. I mean, I could go back and check for other parks, but I at least want to try to get on the ride twice if I don't get a preview somewhere along the way. Oh, that'll be fun, Billy and Kenzie and Matt and Tracy. And so that's pretty much it. I may try to come down whenever Food and Wine starts to do the first day of Food and Wine. I just have to check the calendar and everything and see what's going on. I'd like to try to be there on the first day, especially when they drop the merch and everything. Um, that's usually the big thing, trying to be there for the first day and everything for the merchandise. But yeah, Joe, I pretty much booked Epcot for that whole weekend because I wasn't sure, and I figured, well, if the date changed, then I would have let it all go. But but yeah, so I have my reservations for Epcot, and I have my hotel reservations. So let's get started. But here we go with the first question. Uh, Here we go, everyone. What race is the character Chewbacca in Star Wars A New Hope? What race is the character Chewbacca in Star Wars A New Hope? I'll tell you my internet kind of conked out here. Welcome in Fuzz Aldrin, Catherine Wilby, and Joe Ratchbrick are the first three to get it with a Wookiee. With a Wookiee. So Fuzz, Jill, and Catherine Wilby. With a Wookiee. Yeah. Welcome in, John Surfbum. Yeah, you never know who can come out, and I know, yeah, a few people are out, but it'll give you a better chance. I don't know this movie, A New Hope. I only know Star Wars. Yeah, I'm with you there, Rhonda. I really just know the first three Star Wars. I mean, I watched all of them, but yeah, the originals really hit the most. Okay, here we go. What is the name of Tony Stark's alter ego? What is the name of Tony Stark's alter ego? And we have, and the answer is Iron Man. Iron Man. And the first person to get it was Jill, Watchbrick, Fuzz, and Rhonda with Iron Man. Good job, everyone. With Iron Man. Okay, here we go with the next question. Popeye was a musical starring Steve Martin. True or false? Popeye was a musical starring Steve Martin. True or false? Popeye was a musical starring Steve Martin. And the answer is false. And Surf Bum, Fuzz, and Catherine will get it. So Surf Bum, John, I'll just call you John, Fuzz, and Catherine will with false. With false. Welcome in, Mike Bikeman. Thank you for joining. It starred Robin Williams. He played Popeye. Robin Williams. Okay, here we go with the next question. Who originally voiced Kermit the Frog? Who originally voiced Kermit the Frog? And the answer is Jim Henson. And Jill got it first. Rhonda and Catherine Wilby with Jim Henson. Jim Henson. I learned this at the Henson Museum here in Atlanta. Ah, okay. Yeah, I always knew that Jim Henson was the voice of Kermit the Frog. In fact, I was working at Hollywood Studios, and they had just started the Muppets was going to get ready to open, and that's when he passed away, right before that. So then people were worried whether they were going to continue with the Muppet Vision 3D show with that when he passed away. Okay, next question. Yeah, that's true, Rhonda. And that was a really neat display. And they actually had that up in Michigan at the Henry Ford Museum. They actually did a display of that up in Detroit, Michigan, also. Because a friend of mine, after I had seen your thing, she went to that up in Michigan, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have known because I would have drove over. Okay, here we go with the next question. Before Naked Gun and Airplane, what Canadian actor starred in Forbidden Planet? Before Naked Gun and Airplane, what Canadian actor starred in Forbidden Planet? Of course, I have all kinds of videos in my phone and stuff that I should get together from different Disney trips and stuff. And the correct answer is Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen and Rhonda, Fuzz, and Mike Bikeman got it. Mike B got it first with Leslie Nielsen. Good job. Okay, here we go with the next question. What tournament does Danny win in Caddyshack? What tournament does Danny win in Caddyshack? What tournament does Danny win in the Caddyshack? Surfbum John got the actual name, the Caddy Tournament. I will give him 2 points for that. And Fuzz, Rhonda, and Jill guessed golf tournament. So Surfbum John got it first with Caddy Tournament, and I'll give you guys a point for the golf because it doesn't really specifically say, but the Caddy Tournament was the name of the what he won. The Beaver won. Actually, the Gopher won. It was a gopher. Okay, here we go with the next question. In Crimson Tide, who played the captain of the submarine? In Crimson Tide, who plays the captain of the submarine? Gene Hackman, Ed Harris, or Donald Sutherland? In Crimson Tide, who plays the captain of the submarine? Gene Hackman, Ed Harris, or Donald Sutherland? Which one? And the correct answer is Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman. And Fuzz, Jill, and Surfbomb got it with Gene Hackman. So Fuzz, Surfbomb, Jill, and I will give Catherine Wilby, she spelled out the name. Yeah, Sean Connery was the other captain on the, I can't remember now, the Red October. The Hunt for Red October, Sean Connery. That's what I was thinking this was. And then I realized, no, that isn't the right movie. Okay, here we go again with the next question. Other than Shirley MacLaine, who else won an acting Oscar for Terms of Endearment? Other than Shirley MacLaine, who else won an acting Oscar for Terms of Endearment? And the answer is Jack Nicholson. And I will give Surfbomb, Jill, and Fuzz the answer for Jack Nicholson. So Surfbomb, Buzz, and Jill. Or Fuzz and Jill. Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Nicholson. I saw that and I'm like, oh, fix it. Or I hope you fix it. Okay. Too many hard questions on that. My guesses are not lucky today. Nah, you never know. Okay, here we go with the next question. Yeah, I was laughing about that. Here's Johnny. But when he said Nicholson. Okay, here we go. True or false? Modern Times was Charlie Chaplin's last silent movie. True or false? Modern Times was Charlie Chaplin's last silent movie. And the answer is true. And Fuzz, Catherine, and Rhonda. So Fuzz, Catherine, and Rhonda got it first with true. Okay, here we go with the next question. What are the first names of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in the movie of the same name? What are the first names of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in the movie of the same name? Brad Pitt and yeah, it was Brad and Angela. But what was their movie names? And we do have the answers. It was John and Jane. John and Jane. And Jill and Fuzz got it with John and Jane. So Jill and Fuzz with John and Jane. Good job, everyone. Okay, here we go with the next question. The next question. What Star Trek race of warriors does Captain Kirk distrust? What Star Trek race of warriors does Captain Kirk distrust? And the answer is Klingons. And we have Buzz, Jill, and Rhonda with Klingons. So Fuzz, Jill, and Rhonda get the points. With the Klingons. Okay, here we go with the next question. Which aging Okay, here we go. Which aging horror movie star played Johnny Depp's inventor father in Edward Scissorhands? Depends which Trek universe. Yeah, that's true. The Romulans and the Klingons, but it was the Klingons that they were talking about, or that was the answer they were looking for. But that's still good. Which aging horror movie star played Johnny Depp's inventor father in Edward? And the answer is Vincent Price. Vincent Price. And Surfbum gets it first. Then Rhonda. And Sacred Heart Alumni. Welcome in, Sacred Heart Alumni. But it was Vincent Price. Good job, everyone. I could visualize him, but went totally blank on his name. Ah, okay. I really liked Vincent Price as an actor when he was around and everything because he had some really interesting horror films. Yeah, probably. I mean, once one of you guys answers it, and then people just do that. So, I mean, it happens. Okay, here we go with the next question. What basketball player starred opposite Jean Claude Van Damme in Double Team? I love his involvement in the video thriller. Yes, I agree there, Jill. I agree. I liked him in The House of Wax. That was really good. Welcome in, Karki. Thank you for joining. What basketball player starred opposite Jean Claude Van Damme in Double Team? In Double Team. Shaq, Michael Jordan. And the answer is Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman. So Fuzz, Sacred Heart, and Jill got it with Dennis Rodman. Good job, everyone. Ah, okay. That's the first time Sorry, I missed your name earlier. I probably said hello to you earlier and then figured, hey. Welcome in, Cherie. Thank you for joining. Okay, here we go with the next question. What is the name of the heroine in the Hunger Games? What is the name of the heroine in the Hunger Games? And the correct answer is Katniss Everdeen. Katniss Everdeen. So Karki, Fuzz, Karki, Fuzz, and Rhonda got it with Katniss Everdeen. I forgot the last name there. That's why they filmed that here. My friend was in it, yet my mind went blank. Ah. I gotta get rid of the football here. Okay, here we go with the next question. Are We Done Yet is the sequel to what 2005 Ice Cube movie? Are We Done Yet is the sequel to what 2005 Ice Cube movie? And your kids probably ask you this question all the time when you travel. Are We Done Yet is the sequel to what 2005 Ice Cube movie? And the answer is Are We There Yet? And Rhonda and Jill got it first with Are We There Yet? My kids time this together and scare the. Okay, here we go with the next question. For what movie did Jack Nicholson win his first Academy Award? For what movie did Jack Nicholson win his first Academy Award? Yeah, I got that, Rhonda. Thank you. For what movie did Jack Nicholson win his first Academy Award? And the answer is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So Surf Bum John got it first, then Jill and Rhonda. Welcome in, Nicole. Thank you for joining. Yeah, there's a lot of questions on Jack Nicholson in there. Okay, here we go with the next question. Yeah, The Shining, most people remember him more in The Shining and stuff, but it was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Okay, here we go with the next question. Which main character dies in Star Wars? Which main character dies in Star Trek Generations? Which main character dies in Star Trek Generations? Yes, I got you, Nicole. Which main character dies in Star Trek Generations? And the correct answer is Captain James T. Kirk. And we have Rhonda, Karki, and Fuzz. Fuzz got it. Yeah, Star Trek Generations, probably the movie, yes. I think Kirk is the only main they ever actually killed off, isn't it? I thought Spock died, but maybe not. I can't remember. But I thought they had an episode where Spock died, but maybe they brought him back or something. I can't remember the full thing. Okay, Karki, be careful driving. Thank you for stopping in. If you haven't already done so, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help out the channel. It lets YouTube know we're live, and it does really help us out. So thank you very much. I know the actor died. I didn't remember if he died in the show. Okay. Drive safely. Here we go with the next question. Nicole Kidman and Robin Williams provided voices for what animated movie about penguins? Okay, Joe. Yes, Spock dies in the second movie, and they bring him back in the second movie. Kirk dies in one of the new Next Generation movies. Okay. Thank you, Joe. Nicole Kidman and Robin Williams provided voices for what animated movie about penguins? And Fuzz Aldrin, D.W. Rhonda, and Sacred Heart alumni get it with Happy Feet. So Fuzz, Rhonda, and Sacred Heart alumni gets it with Happy Feet. It is Happy Feet. Okay, here we go with the next question. In The Green Mile, who plays prison guard Paul Edgecombe? In The Green Mile, who plays prison guard Paul Edgecombe? Ed Harris, Bill Pullman, or Tom Hanks? I've seen both of the Happy Feet, yeah. Robin Williams was one of the penguins there. And Tom Hanks is the answer. And we have Rhonda, Fuzz, and Catherine Wilby. Rhonda, Fuzz, and Catherine Wilby with Tom Hanks. He's actually been spotted around Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, he's not in the South Hills area to come visit, but who knows? Maybe I'll run into Tom Hanks someday outside somewhere in town. Okay, here we go with the next question. Yeah, he crashed a wedding party and then he officiated a wedding that these people wrote to him and asked if he would officiate their wedding. So he went and did it. Okay. So then he went up to Cleveland then. Okay, here we go. True or false? Bruce Willis's character in The Sixth Sense is a child psychologist. True or false? Bruce Willis's character in The Sixth Sense is a child psychologist. And the answer is true. The answer is true. And Jill, Surfbomb, and Rhonda get it with true. So Jill, Surfbomb, and Rhonda with true. He was a child psychologist. Okay. Here we go. Next question. Who voiced Lord Farquaad in Shrek? Who voiced Lord Farquaad in Shrek? Mike Myers, John Cleese, or John Lithgow? I did not see the ending of that movie coming. Yeah, I don't think many people did, Rhonda. But you never know. I know I didn't. Who voiced Lord Farquaad in Shrek? Mike Myers, John Lithgow, or John Cleese? And the answer is John Lithgow. So Rhonda, Jill, Catherine Wilby with John Lithgow. So Rhonda, Jill, and Catherine Wilby. Okay, here we go. Next question. For baseball season, ready to start. Where does the platoon from Full Metal Jacket attend boot camp? Where does the platoon from Full Metal Jacket attend boot camp? Long Island, Spears Island, or Paris Island? Where does the platoon from Full Metal Jacket attend boot camp? Long Island, Spear Island, or Paris Island? And the answer is Paris Island. And Rhonda, Fuzz, and Sacred Heart alumni. So Rhonda, Fuzz, and Sacred Heart alumni get it with Paris Island. Yeah, well, Full Metal Jacket was about the Marines, and Paris Island is that's their boot camp, at least on the East Coast, Paris Island. I don't know if you would join the Marines on the West Coast if you end up going to Paris Island, or if they have something out that way. Plus, Long Island is Long Island. I'm thinking more New York than a military base. I never saw it, but I know Marines are Paris Island. Yeah. Okay, here we go with the next question. Who plays the Crown Prince of Zamunda in Coming to America? Who plays the Crown Prince of Zamunda in Coming to America? And the answer is Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. And Rhonda, Fuzz, and Jill got it first. Rhonda, Fuzz, and Jill got it first with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Yeah, Arsenio Hall played the servant, and they switched places in a way. Okay, here we go with the next question. In the movie Fellowship of the Ring, who solves the riddle to enter the minds of Morai? Gandalf, Merry, or Frodo? In the movie Fellowship of the Ring, who solves the riddle to enter the minds of Moria? Moria. Gandalf, Merry, or Frodo? Okay, Catherine, well, we have a great night. Thank you for joining. And you had 7 points this evening, Catherine. Okay, the answer is Frodo and Fuzz Aldrin, Sacred Heart alumni, and Rhonda. So Fuzz, Sacred Heart, and Rhonda with Frodo. Okay, here we go with the next question. What film finds Eddie Murphy investigating the murder of a friend? I love that movie and should have remembered that. What film finds Eddie Murphy investigating the murder of a friend? And the answer is Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop. And Jill got it first. Then Fuzz and Sacred Heart alumni with Beverly Hills Cop. Okay. Here we go with the next question. How many cars does Memphis have to steal to save his brother in Gone in 60 Seconds? How many cars does Memphis have to steal to save his brother in Gone in 60 Seconds? 25, 50, or 100? How many cars does Memphis have to steal to save his brother in Gone in 60 Seconds? 25, 50, or 100? Okay, Rhonda, you're writing all the things. So no points for you. I mostly remember Eleanor. Okay, the answer is 50. So no one's going to get points for that one because everybody jumped all around it. But it was 50. So I'm going to move on to the next question. Here we go. The next question. Some Like It Hot features the curvy figure of what classic film actress? Some Like It Hot features the curvy figure of what classic film actress? And Rhonda, Jill, and Fuzz get it with Marilyn Monroe. Rhonda, Jill, and Fuzz, and Mike Bikeman with Marilyn Monroe. Okay, here we go with the next question. What does Henry join to avoid getting killed in Goodfellas? What does Henry join to avoid getting killed in Goodfellas? What does Henry join to avoid getting killed in Goodfellas? Well, he was part of that already. So what did he join so he wouldn't get killed by the mob? And then ratted on him. The first person that comes up with it gets the point. But what does Henry join to avoid getting killed in the Goodfellas? And I will give it the Sacred Heart alumni for the Witness Protection Program. The Witness Protection Program, Sacred Heart. Yeah, he needed to get out of the mob to save himself there. I'm looking for some other up-to-date questions. Okay, here we go. Here we go with the next question. Who is Sully's sidekick at Monsters, Inc.? Who is Sully's sidekick in Monsters, Inc.? Because they were actually going to try and kill him. That's why he got out. And the answer is Mike. Mike Wazowski. And Rhonda, Mike Bikeman, and Jill. So Rhonda, Mike Bikeman, and Jill. With Mike Wazowski. Now, the only person that spelled it correctly was Mike Bikeman. Okay, I'm going to do probably 3 more questions here to end the evening. I know tonight Pete McDevitt has Anthony the Molar Man on tonight at 7 o'clock. The Disney Nerd Herders usually go live at 7 p.m. At 8 p.m., Joy S with the PJJ Escapades, D&G Explorers. At 9 p.m. Will be the This and That Crew at 9 p.m. I think later on, Monarch Moments is probably going live in Disneyland or one of the parks later on this evening. I'm not sure if they're coming back on this evening or not. Usually it's too late for me to stay up so they can get all that in. So, so check all that out. Check out Dean of the Live Place, theliveplace.com. Yeah, they came on really super late last night. I left my thing playing a little bit and it was still like 2 a.m. when I kind of woke myself up. Welcome in, Movie Mania Nick. No problem. Thank you for joining. And they were still walking around the park there. Okay, here we go with the last three questions. How many sequels did Dirty Harry have? How many sequels did Dirty Harry have? 2, 3, or 4? How many sequels did Dirty Harry have? 2, 3, or 4? And the answer is 4. And Sacred Heart alumni, Movie Mania Nick, and Rhonda got it. So Movie Mania Nick, Rhonda, and Sacred Heart got it. Okay, here we go with the next question. What great power comes what? What great power comes what, according to the 2002 blockbuster Spider-Man? Yep, that's the thing. What great power comes what, according to the 2002 blockbuster Spider-Man? And I'm sure all the Spider-Mans ended up with that saying. Okay, Jill walked, and it is a great responsibility. Jill, Rhonda, Fuzz, and Nick with a great responsibility. So Jill, Rhonda, Fuzz, and Nick. And the final question for the night. I might do 2 more questions because this one I finally found some that people would be able to get some answers here. But here we go. Who is the Hulk? Who is the Hulk? What is his the alter ego is the Hulk of this person in the movies. And it is Bruce Banner. And Jill got it first, then Rhonda, Fuzz with Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner. Welcome in, Piglet True Loves Disney. Thank you for joining. But Bruce Banner. Here we go. What type of toy kills people in Child's Play? What type of toy kills people in Child's Play? And Fuzz, Jill, and Rhonda get it first. Fuzz, Jill, and Rhonda get it first. It is a doll. Chucky Good doll. Yeah, it's a good buddy doll. But all they were looking for was doll. was dull. Okay, here we go with the next question. Who directed the original Halloween back in 1978? Oh, no problem, John. We just have a couple more questions here. Who directed the original Halloween back in 1978? And it was John Carpenter. John Carpenter. So Fuzz, Sacred Heart, and Rhonda. And Rhonda. Okay, it's going on 7 o'clock. I know Pete McDevitt's show. The Disney Nerd Herders are going live. So I will do one final question for the night. And here we go. Looking for a good one here. Here we go. Which hand does Darth Vader cut off of Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back? Which hand does Darth Vader cut off Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back? And the answer is the right hand. And Rhonda gets it. Jill and Piglet True loves Disney. Gets it right with the right hand. Okay, I need to check something. Okay. Have a good night, Nick. Thank you for joining. Okay, Fuzz and Rhonda. I have a tie, so I gotta pick one more question for Fuzz and Rhonda for the win. Good night, Nick. Have a great night. See you later in the chats. But the last question belongs to Rhonda and Fuzz. So whoever I see type in first wins the game. Here we go. In Throw Mama from the Train, who wants to throw his mama from the train? What actor? In Throw Mama from the Train, who wants to throw his mama from the train? What actor is it? And the answer is Danny DeVito. And Buzz Aldrin wins the game. Rhonda was second place. Jill Watchbrick was third place. Then we had Sacred Heart alumni, Catherine Wilby, Surf Bum John, Mike Bikeman, Karki, Nicole, Movie Mania Nick, and Piglet True loves Disney. So congratulations, Fuzz Aldrin. And thank you all for joining this evening. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Check out all our other videos. Make sure that notification bell is rung. You never know when we may go live for whether it's trivia or out and about through Pennsylvania and everywhere else. So I hope you guys had a great night, and I will see you all in the chats and let the adventures begin. Have a good night, everyone, and thank you for joining. Bye. Fun games, everyone. I even learned some things. Not sure what I will do with the knowledge. But yeah, you never know. You can come back and win. But you never know who's in the chat. So, but the reigning champion this week is Fuzz Aldrin. So have a great night, everyone, and I will see you in the chats. Bye, everyone.